Hello and welcome everyone. It is still a common practice in many organizations to seek approval before executing any security policy throughout a network. In previous example, we tried to orchestrate a security policy to block suspicious IP addresses and domain names throughout my Meraki SD-WAN network. In today's video, we will put a condition to the same security workflow by seeking approval from security team before executing the same action. We achieved that by integrating Webex directly inside my SecureX orchestration workflow, which we have created earlier in previous video. So quick recap what we were doing in the previous video. So we got one incident reported, and we can see that my data center firewall can see an intrusion event where someone from outside tried to attack my internal server. We were investigating that incident to see whether any of my internal network has been impacted by communicating with suspicious domain names, and we were trying to also find what are the other observables associated with that particular suspicious IP. So we investigate that incident and we have discovered that these are the suspicious domain names and IP address associated with that attack. In the last video, we tried to orchestrate a security policy by blocking this suspicious IP address and these domain names by clicking a workflow which we have created inside my SecureX orchestration. And as a result, we have seen that these are the security rules that have been pushed by my SecureX orchestration. So now what I have done, I have added a condition inside the same workflow that whenever I try to execute any action from same thread response page, the request to seek approval will be sent to my Webex Teams space where someone need to approve or either approve or reject the request before the policy can actually orchestrate in my Meraki network. Let me click here again to my suspicious domain. So once I click here, I would be able to see all the different workflow options which I have created inside my SecureX orchestration. I'll click on block MX IP URL. What will happen that once I click here, I should be able to receive a message inside my inside my Webex team space about asking to either accept or reject this blocking request. I can see one message popped here with a URL. Once I click on this URL, it will redirect me to SecureX task page where two options has been presented, either approve or reject this particular request to block. So once I click approve, what will happen? My SecureX orchestration will try to execute this policy. And once it executes, it will send me a confirmation message directly inside my SecureX window, inside my Webex team space. I can see that this domain has been blocked. I can further validate that by going to my Meraki MX security policies page. Once I click refresh, I should be able to see new rule has been added here. So yeah, here's it. It happened twice because maybe I have done twice by mistake. So now have a closer look to what really happened in the background. So we were using this particular workflow, which I have created inside my SecureX orchestration section. If I click here, you will see all the different tasks and actions I have imported directly from left-hand side. These are my activity pages, and most of the actions are pre-built directly inside this platform. So when the workflow was actually started, it will create a task ID for approval, so which will remain idle until someone manually, visit the URL to approve or deny the approval request. So this will run in the background, and after that, what will happen? Webex team, this workflow will start searching for a Webex room with the name of SecureX policies orchestration. I manually define this name. And after that, it will post a message that, are you sure you want to block these URLs and IP addresses? If yes, then please visit this particular link to either approve or deny the request. So these two are variables. Basically, these variables are triggered directly from SecureX threat response. So whenever we click any URL or domain name inside my SecureX threat response, these two values, these will be replaced by those values. And after that, this is also again linked to URL. Uh, and this particular variable is linked to the task ID, which has been created earlier in this first task. And after that, it's going to wait for an event for the approval. So basically, until someone clicked on that URL and manually approved the request, it is going to stop here. Once we click approval, this particular atomic action will directly call my Meraki dashboard over APIs and push that policy of blocking URL or domain name inside my layer 3 security rules. And after that, confirmation message will be posted inside my same Webex team room with a similar message: block this particular URL in Meraki MX. So we can always run any workflow directly from SecureX orchestration page. For example, if I want to run this particular workflow, I click on the run here. It will ask me two values: observable type, which is URL in this case, and observation value, which is 192.168.11.0/24. Once I click on the run, you can see it creates a task ID, and after that, it will start searching for a room. It will post a message inside my Webex team space, and you can see here it will wait for an event. So I have to, at this point, I might receive a message inside my Webex team space, and when I manually approve that request, this workflow will further continue.